So, I do have a question for you. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were chasing something so relentlessly and so furiously, like everything else was ignored just to get this one thing? I mean, like a job. I mean, like A's on that college with that connected approval of your parents. I mean, the promotion. I mean, something that clearly was very important for you in that moment, but during the process of chasing it, there was one moment where you were like, wait, why am I actually doing this? What is the meaning behind doing this? And maybe just a very slight thought came through your mind, and it could mean something like this. And you were like, wait, did I really told myself I need to do that? And why did I tell myself that I need to achieve this? That sometimes only the fact that you have to ask is the pure answer. This week, in the Identity Reset, we're talking about the truth underneath, the real reason, the real meaning, your real why. And as for every week, I've created for you another journal, so make sure you grab it. It's in the description of the video. And if you're new here, I'm so happy that you visited, and maybe you will stay. I hope that you will take some kind of value, not only from this lesson, maybe even from the journal, but also from any kind of my video on the YouTube. And yeah, this is a oasis of authenticity where we just want a little bit more, and we know that we can have more. So yeah, let's get into it. Majority of success that we think we should achieve, that we think we should have, is actually not coming from our true self. It's not coming from the authentic core. It's usually coming from the layers that have been created throughout our childhood. It's been created from the limits and from the beliefs of others, of our parents, of our teachers, of our peers even. So it doesn't have to be really anyone with authority, age-wise, or but it can be really just your friend that can be like 5 years younger, and you like about him something or her something. You don't really know what, but you kind of want to do the stuff that he or she does. And in that point, this is not from the core. This is really just because you see that he is in a way you like how he is. Immediately figure out that if you do the same stuff as he does, you will be seen in others' eyes as he is seen in your eyes, which you want. And it doesn't have to be that complicated, as I just stated now. It can be simply because we want to feel good enough, because we want to feel that we are impressive in someone else's eyes. We love the hit of dopamine. But not only the hit of dopamine, but as I said, from our childhood, it is connected with our survival. We wanted and needed to survive at all cost. And if I say at all cost, I mean at all cost. And every child means it. So that means you are going to sacrifice your true desires. You're going to sacrifice the fact that you wanted to be actor all the time and you wanted to act and make silly faces. But, there were some expectations in your family. And if you would say that you really wanted to be an actor and you wanted to go on a college or on a school where there is acting, your main course or your main subject, well, you will be really laughed at first, or you would be feeling that you disappointed someone. And therefore, you would actually think that consequence of this would be that you wouldn't be accepted. So you rather sacrificed it. And you went to medical school, you went to tech school, you went anywhere else that the people that were your saviors, that were your heroes, meaning your family that took care of you, you were listening to them just to be safe. But were you actually safe? And especially this week is very close to my heart. Actually, all the identity reset weeks are very close because otherwise I wouldn't do it. But this one is really what I've just described here. In my case, it was that I was always passionate about sound, about music, about, creating, producing music and singing. I love that. But I really needed to be accepted. I couldn't stand the feeling of others, not only my family. I couldn't stand the feeling of others looking at me like, oh, she doesn't have a future. And this literally led me to me signing for a school that didn't really speak anything, to me. It spoke stability. And everything I'm doing here is for my 5-year younger self, because this is really, if someone would just really tell me this and really say that you can go there, you really can, like, no one's gonna, really kick you out of the home, because I would really want to say to her, you can go there, you can go anywhere. Basically, you can go on 2 art schools if you want. If you think you'll make it, you can do it. And other people's opinions are actually nothing. You know that. Only the fact that someone will tell you that, well, what are you waiting for? It is possible that you are going to take the courage and you are going to see the world as a bigger opportunity, and not just like one line and then what? A job and retirement? We don't do that here. No. And so I went on that college, right? I did all of that. I was doing fine. But I'm not born here to just do fine, right? But at that time, I was doing just fine. I was okay with everything. Nothing was really like, there wasn't one thing, one subject that I would be like absolutely drawn in. And that's already a big red flag, honestly. I don't want to say the word shouldn't, but does it make sense for you if you're going to study something, or if you're going to work in a job, and everything is mundane, everything is just so monotonous, and you're not excited about anything, and you're really putting a big chunk of your life into this activity? Doesn't it sound weird that you're not excited about anything? And this was literally my case, except for psychology, of course. Why am I doing this channel? And so, of course, I was starting to have this little feeling of, this is weird. And so through all this process, I was still okay, and then I started to be less okay. Then I started to be even less and less okay. Then I really started to complain about anything, and I started to be so dead inside. I started to be so numb. It was really weird. And I didn't have any psychologue at that time. I really didn't know what's happening with me. And I tried some psychologues, but it was really like, they didn't really help me at all. So then I was like, okay, I heard this thing that, like, you can really heal your body. You can really, if you really decide to do something, you can do it. And so I decided to create this coaching version of me. And I was journaling a lot, and I was like trying to look for the truth, like, why am I feeling this way? This is unbearable. I've never been like this. I know that I had a lot of problems, like, mentally, but why am I feeling right now like this? This is the most important part of my studies. I need to finish it. Why am I feeling like this? The lesson from this is, if you don't pay attention to it, it will only get bigger and bigger. It will only get louder, less and less bearable. And it will at some point get so heavy that you're going to just crash out. And that's really what happens to me. And it really felt like there was something trapped in me. I feel like those who kind of have the idea of, trying to cover some kind of truth, some kind of real self that is really ambitious in a different field, it's gonna feel like this. It's gonna feel like as if you would be having a prison inside yourself and trying to put in cage the, little, I need to find the name, the Tasmanian devil. That's literally how it feels. I mean, he doesn't look that, evil or whatever. I don't know. I remember it only from Looney Tunes or from these kinds of cartoons, but just to get you the idea of how it feels, and if you feel the same way, this is actually the right way, that you're on the right track. And I know it feels really weird that I'm saying that and you're feeling like that. I know, because I felt that way and I had no idea I was on the right track. It didn't feel like one. But right now, as I see it retrospectively, it really was the essential thing to do, to really feel it all through and do some methods and do some journaling exercises and do some somatic exercises, do meditations, sit in silence. All of this will going to let you to see the truth. And the truth, all of a sudden, once you've done all these things and once you have faced all your fears and all your doubts and all the limiting beliefs that the people were trying to project on you, the thing you wanted to do for life is gonna be so clear that you will be like, right now I'm actually laughing when I was, or like a little bit smiling when I'm thinking about how I was thinking when I was on the college at that point, when I was just feeling so empty, so drained from everything. Because once you really don't like it by nature, you really need to put in even more effort, and it doesn't feel effortless. So also a little red flag, once it doesn't feel effortless, you want to pay attention to that activity, to that responsibility a little bit more. And so I've built a person, literally, I've built a second persona of me, of the one that will going to make it in the world, maybe in a very stable way. There's not going to be anything really like exciting. Like, what is exciting about filling Excel sheets? Maybe closing the tab is really exciting, but everything that would ensure that I'm okay. I've built this kind of person. Even if I wouldn't know that I'm on the wrong place, and even before the fact that I accepted the fact that I was on the wrong place, I was already being aware. And this is really one of the most important things for you to practice now. Because if you're still watching this video, there is the probability that you're trying to find the deeper meaning behind what you now do. Like, why? How did I get there? Is this really my life's work? It doesn't have to be your life's work, but is this really meaningful to me right now? Do I love it? And you also then have to accept the fact that you deserve to do what you love. But this is also a work on limiting beliefs, and it takes a little bit longer than it really, I can't really explain it in one video. But one thing that I'm trying to say with this, if you ask, you are on the right track. The worst thing in life you can do is stop asking. Really, once you ask, okay, I'm on this place, I'm having a good money, but am I on the right place? Am I really satisfied with what I do? Am I feeling that it is meaningful to me? And then let the silence speak. Silence is really something that it will really tell you the truth if you let it. So use silence for your benefit. When I was really struggling with, finding the truth, and I really refused to admit what I actually knew, I was ignoring this one question. And once I stopped ignoring this one question, really everything got way more clear. What is underneath the life I've built? Why do I want the things I want? Because sometimes the business you want to have is not actually for freedom, but it could be for the fact that you want to show others that you're not average. However, it could be definitely for the freedom. You know that if it's really for the freedom, or if it's for the fact that you want to say to someone, oh, I'm having my own business. This is always also something that I was really struggling with. I wanted to have the best looking degree before in front of my name. I wanted it. I really wanted to be this respected, woman that will definitely not have any artistic, expression behind her name. Absolutely not. The only thing that she's going to have connected to her name is the freaking degree title. And so it really makes me even laugh right now as I'm like talking about it. But this is really stuff that people are chasing it. It feels good to have something like that. Of course, it feels you are more respected. I'm not gonna say that you're not. But do you need it? If I would need, let's deconstruct this thing, okay? If I would need to have the degree in front of my name, there is so many things that it means. That means that I was very insecure, that I didn't believe in my abilities, and maybe that I was self-sabotaging the fact that I actually wanted to do something that wouldn't be respected. There is so many things behind this little stupid belief or this little stupid wish. And also, what kind of people would respect me? Well, what it means, it's as the same as people want to have, for example, Gucci belt. People want to have Prada shoes. For what? To impress the poor people? So really try and think deep. What are you doing? And why you're doing it? And do you really want it? And if yes, why do you want it? And so I really encourage you, ask that question. Ask in anything, ask in any situation, why am I doing this? And what I'm doing, do I really want it? And if yes, why do I want it? Because you need to differentiate your reasons. Why? Because if you want something, if you want the business for the freedom, for example, if you want it really for the freedom, and you are really deeply knowing that the real reason why do I want it is the freedom, that means I want expansion. I want to choose. I want to have the freedom of choice. It's expansion, it's joy. Freedom is joyful. Freedom is very expansive. Not expensive, but expansive, A thing that you can inspire by living freely. You can inspire others. You can share. You can go anywhere you want. You can travel the whole world. You can invite your friends for anything they want. This is the freedom you want to have, and this is really expansive. And the fact that you would have the freedom of time, the freedom of money, the freedom of choice, you would make not only your life better, but you would make others people's life better, and you would inspire others. And this is the expansive reason. If you want the freedom, but basically you say it's freedom, but actually it is maybe something beneath it. It could be something, let's stick with the fact that you need to feel like you're not average. That's not expensive. That's not natural feeling. This is feeling of lack. When you feel like you need to say to someone by your actions, by your status, by my degree, that you are not average. What are you actually saying is that you would feel, without the thing that you have, you would feel like nothing. You would feel like the average. And you're also judging average people. So who you're judging, you don't want to be the people that you're judging, right? So you kind of are fearful that you would be in that part of average people, whatever that means for you. And so you are also operating from the place of fear, because you really don't want to, you want to avoid the fact that you would be part of average people, because you feel like people would look at you from upper perspective. But who would be looking at you from this perspective of being arrogant and, oh, you're just average people? Well, arrogant people. So who you're trying actually to impress, deconstruct everything that you want, because it can say about you everything. And from that point, you can basically start to heal each piece of this need, of this want. It is usually connected in the childhood, and then you can slowly, but with persistence and with patience, work your way up to the healthy reasons. Why do you want the business? Maybe you are ambitious and you can't hold your ideas. Your ideas are so big and you're always writing something down, and you see so many problems in the world and you want to help. You want to give. Once you want to give, that's the sign of expansion, because you are giving away. You're literally expanding your, either it's energy, either it's happiness, either it's inspiration, finances, either it's your time. You're giving out your time. Everything in this sense is healthy, and it's going to be only supported. And so if you're really looking to see what is inside you, what can be, if you're looking to go a little bit closer to your true self, don't forget to check the description box below. And the journal is really going to help you with only one prompt, but it is going to challenge you. What I've really learned, especially in this one line of my story, of the story of me trying to impress someone that I really didn't even want to impress, it is not because we wouldn't be smart that, well, we want to impress someone, or we are doing this to ourselves, we're sabotaging our potential. It's actually the opposite. You know too much. You know too much about what your parents want you to be. You know too much about what your grandma wants you to be, which might be absolutely out of the way now these days. And it's also not their fault at all. They're just trying to help you with the love that they know they can deliver. If they knew better, they would do better. And so being grateful for everyone that really shared anything with me is important, but know when to let it go. Because like that, you're really going to trap yourself in this paralysis of, I know too much. And once there is too much of everything, you can't really move. There is no space for movement. And so do yourself a favor, and you can also do this cleansing routine. Unfollow all the people that you don't want to see anything from anymore. Unfollow the people that don't inspire you truly. Stop seeing people that are making you feel drained, even if it's your friend, even if it's very, very long time friend. If you feel like he would be or she would be dragging you down, that she would be slowing you down, pay attention to everything. Because if you really want to know who are you in your core, there is also going to be a lot of sacrifice. And listen to your heart, because your body already knows. All right, this is everything from me today. For the last time I'm gonna say it, it's really worth to look in the description of the video. I really believe in this prompt, and I believe as it have had an impact on me, if you really put in the effort and really sit in silence and answer with conviction of, okay, I know that I can be better. I know that I know the truth. It's really going to get you to a different place. Final word, don't judge yourself and don't beat yourself up. Have some kind of compassion for yourself. You also need it, and everyone around us needs it. We all need to feel at the end of the day loved. So give yourself some love. Even though it's so hard to find it, do it, try it. And every day you will get better and better. I loved seeing you here, and if you want to stick around, and maybe we will see each other next week. Bye.